Nepal's many spiritual festivals are a showcase for ancestral customs, attracting vast crowds. They take place in magnificent temples, where sadhus, ascetic monks who have renounced all worldly goods, are at the heart of the events. We join Shivdas on his spectacular and demanding pilgrimage through the Langtang Mountains. In order to reach Lake Gosaikunda, he will have to take dizzying paths. He will finally reach his goal at an altitude of 4,380 meters of paying tribute to the glory of the god Shiva. Nepal is a small country wedged between two global giants, China and India. Its capital, Kathmandu, made headlines in 2015 when it was struck by devastating earthquakes. While everything is far from rebuilt, the city can once again present a more peaceful and welcoming face. A spiritual crossroads, the country is home to nearly 20,000 Tibetan refugees. Many of them gather at the Bodnath sanctuary. Its stupa, one of the biggest in the world, sits on the strategic road between Lhasa and Kathmandu. As the day draws to a close, pilgrims and devotees flock here to walk around it while praying. Hinduism, however, is still the country's most commonly practiced religion. Pashupatinath is the most important temple dedicated to the god Shiva. The Bagmati River, which bisects it, is also sacred as it ends up joining the Ganges. To be cremated here is a great privilege. Many sadhus reside in the temple. A sadhu is someone who has devoted their life to spirituality by giving up all belongings and material comforts. They live here all year round. Among them is Shivdas, who is originally from Varanasi in India.
All
the sadhus live in the ashrams around the Pashupatinath temple. We devote our lives to God, and our lives are spent in the temple and the ashram. It's early March and the eve of Maha Shivaratri, one of the most important festivals in honor of Shiva. Nearly 1 million visitors are expected. The sadhus become the center of attention, arriving in great numbers from India and Nepal. Every photo has its price. Some sadhus, like Shivdas, give the entirety of their takings to the temples they depend on. In front of the western gate is the huge bronze statue of Shiva's bull, Nandi. The statue is only accessible to Hindus. They speak in its ear so that he can relay their message to Shiva himself. The sadhus take their place along the path leading into the temple. Pilgrims give them offerings, usually of food. Some dignitaries arrive in a procession with their disciples amid great fanfare. While the upper part of the temple is uniquely reserved for Hindus, in the lower part, alcoves dedicated to Shiva contain precious relics. It's on the other side of the river, in the upper part of the temple, that the majority of the sadhus can be found. This woman is placing what are known as tikas on people's foreheads. It's a red powder made using turmeric, and it's both a welcome and a lucky charm. These are often used during religious ceremonies. While the use of cannabis is strictly prohibited in the country, on this occasion the police turn a blind eye. The sadhus smoke bhang or charas, forms of cannabis that are seen as offerings to Shiva to help with sadhana, the spiritual path. The temple provides the sadhus with 2 meals a day, strictly vegetarian, of course. They usually include rice, lentils, bread, and occasionally fermented milk. Shivdas is a creature of habit and lives in this temple for a large part of the year. He keeps his distance from the crowds. On the banks of the Bagmati River, a group of people from the same village perform a series of blessings. At the same time, they fill up small bottles with precious holy water to take home to keep. Meanwhile, the temple provides the sadhus with wood. The Shivaratri celebrations take place between the 13th night and 14th morning of the waning moon. It's time to get ready. In March, even the nights in Kathmandu can be cold. Shivdas meditates with a few companions. Now the visitors have gone, the temple is once again peaceful. And it will remain so until the early morning when vast crowds will gather. I wake up every day around 3 or 4 in the morning. I start with a prayer, then I do some yoga, and then I worship God. And when I've done that, I come here. Shivdas, along with a number of his fellow sadhus, has his own spot under one of the temple roofs. They have a few blankets which help them to keep warm at night. From dawn onwards, the pathways are choked with people. The great day of Shivaratri attracts over 1 million faithful, whose only goal is to reach the heart of the temple, pray in front of the great golden bull, before leaving to make room for other pilgrims. Today is the god Shiva's birthday. That's the reason why we sadhus are all here. It's a very significant day, but also a very joyful day. That's why so many people come to the Pashupatinath temple. Shivdas has returned to his favorite place to pose for visitors. All the money he collects from having his photo taken will be donated to the temple in Varanasi in India, his hometown. The temple in question is currently being built and will obviously be dedicated to Shiva. The pilgrims will have to wait for several hours before they can penetrate the temple's inner sanctum. Custom dictates that they then cleanse themselves around the fire. To celebrate the birth of God, we eat and we pray. Our duty today is to sing to the glory of Shiva, to pray and eat. It's the same when I go to the mountains or to India. It's what I do every day. It's my job in a way. Because Shivdas lives at Pashupatinath, he doesn't have to join the long queue that leads into the heart of the prayer areas. The sadhus will be given a large quantity of food offerings, mostly rice, and some of them are also given money. On the eve of the August full moon, we find Shivdas getting ready to leave Kathmandu, to head for the Langtang mountains in the northeast of the country, that will lead, after an arduous journey, to the village of Dangji. It's the height of the monsoon season. The valleys are full of water, the roads are in a terrible state, and at the mercy of landslides which can block the passes for hours or even days. Shivdas calmly carries on with his odyssey. He is getting ready for the Gosaikunda, one of the other most important events in the life of a devotee of Shiva. The objective is to reach Gosaikunda Lake at an altitude of more than 4,300 meters. In fact, it's one of the 12 pilgrimages that a sadhu must accomplish in the course of their life. The climb takes place in stages. Other than yoga, 68-year-old Shivdas does not engage in any physical activity, instead spending his days at the temple. As luck would have it, the rain has stopped and the weather is fine. The children of the village sell walking sticks to visitors. Business is good, as a great many people will soon be confronting these steep mountain paths. The first stage is just before the Gosaikunda river, a small temple devoted to Shiva. For Shivdas, this is an important stage. I'm very happy to be here. I feel good. This is a holy place. God lives here. Very few people can come to this holy place. Destiny will determine whether you can come here or not. Not everyone is destined to come here. Perhaps one in every 100,000 people. It's important to be aware of that. On the way, Shivdas is often greeted with a baba, a sign of respect accorded to a man of a certain age, which also pays tribute to the glory of Shiva. The spiritual strength that drives certain people is remarkable to observe. It gives them the resolve to overcome their physical problems, to take on the challenging terrain of these pathways. At this time of year, when the monsoon is in full swing, nature is at its most magnificent, bursting with energy. The forest seems to be healthy and fully regenerated. Many tents dot the route, and many of the people spontaneously offer Shivdas something to eat and drink. Some are already making the return journey, preferring not to wait for the full moon, and also avoiding the people that will go with it, like this shaman. Halfway through the day, we reach the Durali Refuge at an altitude of 2,600 meters. Shivdas is still making steady progress, despite being understandably tired. A place like this, in the heart of the mountains, where the air and the water and everything else is pure, is very beneficial to health. You have to come here. But often people don't know where they're going. They're just busy chasing after money. Wave it around your head like that. A woman resting in a tent speaks to Shivdas, asking for his help to cure a headache. Eat this. Yes, eat it.
Eat it?
Yes, go on, eat it. When you get up, head in that direction, and then scatter it in all directions. You have to eat.
So I need to eat this.
Yes, yes, that's right. Shivdas now reaches the rainforest. It's a primeval forest stretching across several hundred meters of steep terrain. The monsoon and virtually constant humidity means the forest is full of mushrooms. The girolles are particularly fine. The cooks are keen to serve Shivdas. For free, obviously. Towards the end of the afternoon, Shivdas reaches the village of Chandanbari at an altitude of 3,300 meters. Singompa is a small Buddhist monastery about 200 years old. The border with Tibet is nearby, in Langtang Park. Tibetan culture is quite prevalent in this area. To our great amazement, the village is home to a cheesemaker's. Magnificent rounds of cheese made from yak's milk are maturing within. The Gosaikunda cheese factory has been here for nearly 50 years, producing cheese of the finest quality.
By the farmers bring the milk.
We use yak's milk.
And we make the cheese.
At this time of year, the herds of yak come closer and closer to the village, so we have a ready supply of fresh milk. We cook the milk here and we cook the cheese here.
Cooking the cheese here.
Wild garlic is a popular ingredient here with its huge, powerfully flavored cloves. Oh yes, I feel pretty good. No, it's fine. It's not all that difficult, and I'm quite energetic. Alongside a group of guides and Sherpas, Shivdas warms himself by the refugee's only stove, a shared moment during which each of them can recall his memories. The Dholagiri path is like this. Oh yes, the descent is very hard. The path is steep. You go down it like a car with no brakes. Despite the heavy rain, the pilgrims continue their ascent. A group of villagers accompanied by shamans dance and sing. This pilgrimage brings together various religions around this sacred lake. These are Tibetan Buddhists. The pilgrimage to Gosaikunda is in fact celebrated by Buddhists as well as by Hindus. This procession, this festival, we celebrate every year. It's the Janipurina. We call it the Festival of the Sacred Thread. What we are chanting are in fact offerings. Our shaman guides us as he is in contact with the gods of Gosaikunda. As day breaks, to everyone's surprise, the rains have stopped. Shivdas is ready for a day even more arduous and complicated than the one before. I don't think it's going to be difficult. I've already forgotten about the tricky parts. I just leave them behind. I think it's going to be a relaxing walk. Yes, it's going to be relaxing. Sadly, though, the pathways of this natural sanctuary are littered with rubbish. Nature is magnificent here. We really must preserve it. But Nepalis don't know how to protect it. I'm talking about it because I think it's our country's shame. People just dump their rubbish anywhere. They don't take care of nature. You can see it around here every day. At an altitude of over 3,330 meters, a multitude of plants and flowers still flourish here. Visitors need to be educated. There are bins everywhere, but nobody uses them. Those people who know about them usually couldn't care less. 3 times a year, our village organizes a big cleaning day. Sadly, it never takes long before it's filthy again. Meanwhile, Shivdas marches on, gently murmuring mantras. The guide told me that these are beneficial to body health. He told me that they're good for you. In fact, he ate some himself.
The mushrooms and flowers are beautiful.
Shivdas is out of breath. The effect of a steep climb combined with the high altitude. However, he carries on regardless. The landscape opens out to reveal the line of the first mountain ridge, and Sherpas carrying incredible loads. Shivdas reaches the second refuge at Loribina. We're now at an altitude of 3,900 meters. No, I don't really find it all that hard. 10 years ago, I was in excellent shape. I could take on long treks without any difficulty. I'm a bit older now, but it's fine. I can still walk almost as easily going up as going down. However, God decides what happens to us and what can happen to us.
ये तो परमात्मा को देन हो
It's true, God makes the decisions where I'm concerned. I just do what I need to do. When I'm called upon to do something, I do it. When it's time to go, I go, and I don't worry about it. The rest is down to God. He's the one who makes the decisions, not me. He called me here, so I came. Despite the demanding conditions, the pathways are still as busy as ever. Only those people who have the means to pay for a refuge will stop for the night. The others will carry on as best they can. In the middle of the night, they may stop to rest a while under the most basic cover of plastic sheeting. Leaving Loribina, some decide to invest in the hire of a mule. As the trek reaches the important 4,000-meter stage, the dimension and obviously the rhythm change. As day breaks, some of the Himalayas' magnificent giants reveal themselves. The almost 7,000-meter high Langtang 1 and 2, as well as Ganesh 1, 2 and 3, all reaching an altitude of more than 7,000 meters. The landscape is vertiginous and fascinating. There are still 2 major inclines to be negotiated before reaching the narrow path along the ridgeline. Luckily, the sky gradually starts to clear. This valley, and especially the neighboring valley of Gorkha, bore the full brunt of 2 huge earthquakes in 2015. There were over 500 fatalities in the region, and several villages disappeared from the map. Some local houses are still in ruins, having been struck by landslides from the high peaks. More and more people are making their way along the path, each moving at their own pace.
I'm from the valley on the other side of the village of Tulu Siabu.
This village is one of those that has still not been rebuilt. Isolation, the political system, and its attendant corruption have not helped progress in these situations. Shivdas is more than happy to take any opportunity to have a rest. Here, a couple from the valley has set up a refreshments tent for the week. They're delighted to offer Shivdas a meal. The trident is Shiva's favorite weapon, as well as being his symbol. Its 3 prongs symbolize creation, protection, and destruction. It's a distinctive sign that all Shivaists are proud to carry all the way to Lake Gosaikunda. There's an energy, a power up there. I'm convinced of it. But not everyone can make it there. A lot of people turn back when they get halfway. Only those who are summoned by the will of Shiva can make the journey there and back again. Once past the Great Wall, the path along the mountain crest becomes much narrower, surrounded by imposing ravines. There's still one mountain pass to overcome. While his body is aching, his will is strong, and the sun even comes to warm Shivdas over the last few kilometers. There used to be a temple here, but it was destroyed by the earthquake. Yes, it was a temple to Ganesh. The valiant Sherpas, who are an ethnic group above all else, carry on their backs the aged or the disabled. Gosaikunda is in fact a group of several lakes. The first, Lake Bhairav, is an indication that their goal is not far away. Between them, they are the source of the river Trisuli, and they usually remain frozen for 6 to 7 months a year. Shivdas offers prayers of thanks, grateful that he has reached his goal at an altitude of 4,380 meters. Hindus believe that by making the pilgrimage here, they can purify their soul. They can find inner peace for themselves, but also for their loved ones, who will then be able to reach paradise. Faith is all important. It means everything. The rich as well as the poor make this pilgrimage. They come here, they wash themselves, purify their soul, and pray to Shiva. Shivdas is feeling good and decides to bathe in the lake this afternoon rather than wait until tomorrow's festival day, when the lake will be very crowded. The air temperature must be around 8 degrees, while the water temperature is probably closer to 5 degrees. You have to cleanse yourself. You have to purify your body with the lake's pure water, in the same way as you would do every day when you have a wash. That is where you find the god Shiva. The act of washing purifies the body and the soul. Although he doesn't show it, Shivdas is freezing. Washing yourself gets rid of any bad thoughts you may have had, that you may have held on to. They will be cleansed too. Then you're ready to take part in all of the ceremonies. The 3 yellow lines painted on the forehead are in honor of Shiva, while the vertical line is in honor of the god Rama. On the other side of the lake, the entire population of one of the valley's villages has gathered with their shaman for a ceremony punctuated by singing and dancing. The rain has reappeared, and Shivdas follows the various processions while struggling to stay warm. In their form and style, the various dances are very reminiscent of those in certain Tibetan communities, such as that of Mustang, for example. While sleet has started falling, the different processions and dances start to congregate as they make their way to a small temple dedicated to Shiva, creating a joyful atmosphere and a dazzling mixture of styles. Meanwhile, despite the sleet and low temperature, by the banks of the lake, bathers take to the freezing cold waters as they arrive. A large number of the pilgrims come from the neighboring valleys. They are inured to the harsh conditions and polar temperatures that the winter brings. Towards the end of the day, groups of chanting villagers are still arriving. They will keep coming all night long. All over Nepal, today is the important festival of Janipurina. It's the day of the August full moon where sadhus and Brahmins have to change the sacred thread that they wear across their body. It's also the day when one has to immerse oneself in Lake Gosaikunda. Despite the high altitude and the cold, there are a great many people on the banks. Shivdas, who bathed in the lake yesterday, will perform a series of blessings. Having scooped some water in his hand and presented it to the sun god, he will prepare some offerings in a little basket. Hindus and Buddhists believe that whatever offering they place upon the lake, they will get it back in the next life. The main drawback of this ritual is obvious from early morning. The lake is already awash with cardboard, paper, and other items that came with the offerings. It will take teams of volunteers several days to clean the lake and its banks. The atmosphere projected by the crowd makes it easy to believe that this is a run-of-the-mill event. But it was freezing during the night, and 3 people have died from the combined effects of altitude and fatigue. Shivdas, meanwhile, savors the moment. The weather is fine, and he has accomplished his duty. We have to carry out many pilgrimages, such as Ramesvar, Somesvar, Visvanatha. There are a lot of them. In fact, there are 12 in total, including Pashupatinath, the temple in Kathmandu. They represent the 12 faces of Shiva, you see. A shaman who's been here since dawn is nearing exhaustion and a trance-like state. Before leaving, Shivdas offers a last prayer at the overcrowded little temple. He has a huge descent to confront before he reaches the Pashupatinath temple in Kathmandu. I think this is the last time I'll make the trip up here. I don't think I could manage it again. It's a very hard journey. No, it's up to him. It's up to God. If he calls me, despite the hardships, I'll have to go. For Shivdas and his fellow pilgrims, there are still 2,000 meters of steep slopes to take on. His thighs will take the worst of the strain. He still has a complete faith in the gods who live in the mountains, providing the necessary resources for making the descent. Meeting Shivdas has introduced us to little-known traditions amidst a backdrop of magnificent landscapes.